Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival. All right, there is the brand new single from Tuk Smith and the Restless Heart. It's called What Kind of Love on Rock and Metal Revival. And
cool little tune, man.
Dude, I just love bands going back to that real dirty rock and roll sound.
Just straight ahead. No ifs, ands, and buts, man. Just right in your face.
Right in your face, kick you in the head. Thank God it's coming back, and I really dig this band, but I tell you what, it's good to have one part that made me really interested in him is our good friend Nigel-DuPree is part of this band, and he is joining us today on Rock and Metal Revival.
Hello.
Welcome back to the show, buddy.
Thank you, guys. It's been a good minute, but I'm glad to be here and continuing to spread the word of rock and roll.
Well, you know, Nigel, it has been over a year since the last time we've had you on the show and spoke to you, and it looks like you've been a little busy with this new band. Tell us the story of how this all came about.
I have. You know, Tuck and I are both from Atlanta, Georgia, or the surrounding area for the most part, and we have a list of mutual friends a mile long, but never met until last year. And he was in the process of working on the record and finishing it up out in L.A., and we met and had a couple drinks, you know, and just small talk because we had heard so much of each other, but never put two and two together on it. And a couple weeks later, Ricky Dover Jr. came down, and that's our guitar player. We jammed a little bit, and things just kind of naturally fell into place from there. And shortly after, we got the bass player and just started becoming a band. And I'll tell you, it's been one of the greatest experiences because we have a beautiful team of people around us, and we're doing things ourselves right now. We're playing clubs and bars and just getting our feet wet, you know, the right way. And it's such a cool experience because it's stripped down. You know, there's no one there to hand you a guitar or a snare drum or anything fancy like that. It's just bare bones punk rock and roll. So it's been a great year leading up to dropping this single.
So when I saw you first, you were playing guitar in front of a band. Now you're playing drums.
Yeah.
What's the deal? Because you got to carry a lot more equipment when you're a drummer than when you're a guitar player. I know that. I'm a guitar player. I should have been a singer because they carry nothing. But I wasn't that smart to start.
I didn't consider how much stuff I'd have to carry when I switched over to drums. But it's definitely a lot more in guitar. No, I grew up. Drums was the first thing that I took to. When I was 5 years old, I got a drum kit and a guitar, and I just couldn't get off the drums. And I actually considered myself a drummer all the way up until like age 13 or 14, and then I couldn't find anyone to be in a band with that was a front man or even had the slightest inclination as to what to do up front. So I hopped on guitar and started screaming into a microphone just to show everybody how it was done. And then
chicks dug
as
it.
I got do it, yeah, the chicks. Well, of course, you know, that's the number one motivation first and foremost, always. But no, you know, and then through my journey, you know, I've been fortunate to meet people like Tuck. It's like, all right, he's got the front line handled. Like, I can go back to doing what I love, and I'm back behind the kit, and it is what I love. Like, you know, whenever we break for a song, Tuck's got to talk to the crowd. I get to turn around and drink water, towel my face off. There's a lot of benefits to it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, Nigel, now we just played the first single called What Kind of Love, which we're all digging. We were playing it here in the Hog. We're also playing it here on Rock and Metal Revival. Are we looking at a full release or an EP? What's the plan?
Yeah, sometime later this year around summer, the full record will drop. But right now we just got What Kind of Love coming out, and the video's up on YouTube and, of course, all the streaming platforms. And I think over the next couple months we may drop another one again. Well, you know, it's just everything's so fresh and new, so it's fun just to start to see what the perception is and just get the ball rolling like that. I mean, it's such a fun video to make too. I mean, it was 2 days of production, and Tuck came up with the whole thing himself, and so it was really fun watching him capture lightning in a bottle because everyone in the video is people that he grew up with or knows from around town. Like, so it was a true cast of characters that pulled off such a cool thing. So that was the first thing that we put out.
Well, first, and also, I want to congratulate you on this opening slot on that Crew Def Leppard Poison
yeah,
tour.
I could think of a lot worse gigs.
Yeah, that's going to be unbelievable exposure. Do you know how long your set's going to be at those shows?
We don't yet. We just got the overall schedule, and I think doors are at like 3:30 most of the days, and we're obviously low on the totem pole there, so I'm sure it'll be a couple more weeks before we get firm schedules and get everything rolling. But it's such an honor to be a part of it, and everyone's been so good to us so far in the initial process of us coming on board. It's just what a amazing thing. We've all have, everyone in the band has different stories of how those bands impacted them, or when they first saw them, or what era they went wrong with their wardrobe, and it's going to be so cool just to be there living in the moment with them. It's cool.
Well, I know that I knew something was up the other day when I get a text from my wife that says, we need to get Motley Crue tickets. And I'm like, what? And she's like, call Nigel. And I went, oh my, they got a slot on that tour. Congratulations, bud. That is huge.
Thank you. It's going to be pretty cool. Now, what show's closest to you? Would that be
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee, okay, because I know that we're also doing Chicago, so I didn't know which direction was closer there.
Are you going to get a chance to, are they taking the roller coaster, the drum roller coaster?
I don't know.
The Crew, because then you can check that out, man, and then get some ideas for your own and sell them to Tuck. He'll dig it.
I haven't heard of any tips on any production yet, other than I did see an official press release thing that Def Leppard and Motley Crue did together, sitting down, and both bands were bragging about the production that they're building together and what they're putting on. So I can only imagine, what it's going to entail and what Tommy's going to have back behind the kit.
That'll be cool.
That's going to be awesome. Now, after the stadiums with Crew and Def Leppard and Poison and Joan Jett, are you going to play some smaller venues, doing your own headlining tour after that? Is that the plan, Nigel?
We're one thing at a time right now. We don't know what's to come after the tour. We're working on some great things right now that we're going to actually get to do before the tour, and we're excited to announce those coming up here soon. But so far as that goes, I think with all of us in our history of touring and being in the industry, I think this is the first time we've ever had this much notice on such a big tour. So we kind of don't know what to do with ourselves. We're like 6 months away. We got too much to plan.
Oh, definitely.
So it's cool. It's a learning experience stepping up into the big boy realm there and literally into the arena or the stadium. I mean, it's pretty cool, how they operate.
So when they're hauling your drum set around, is there like a big cowbell attached somewhere on that kit, or are you going cowbell free? Because if you're not, don't come to Wisconsin without cowbell. I'm just saying, they check you at the border and they make sure any drum kit coming into the state is cowbell loaded.
Yeah. Well, if it's mandatory in Wisconsin, I'll bring it along. But other than that, I ride cowbell free on the drum kit.
Oh man,
I hear you, but I'm really looking forward to hear. We got one here.
I got cowbell here. I've got a few extra if you need.
Well, then you'll have to bring yours along. Can I borrow yours?
Yeah. You're good, dude. I'm telling you, you'll blow everybody away. The other guys won't even want to come up after you're done.
In case somebody yells out Mississippi Queen, you know what I mean? You're ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just we'll have to see where that leads us.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Nigel, if people want to keep up to date with Tuk Smith and your band, where's the best place to keep up with the latest information?
Across all social media is Tuk Smith Official, Tuk Smith and the RestlessHearts.com. From there, you can descend into the rabbit hole that is social media and find all of us in the band and what we're up to. And right now, we're up in Nashville. Tomorrow night, we're playing at the Basement, the original location, which for anybody who's into the underground and knows about vinyls and stuff, there's a place called Grimy, and they're kind of like the king of record shops, and they've got a killer venue underground underneath the venue called the Basement, and we're playing there tomorrow with a bunch of great Nashville bands. Nashville's got an unknown rock scene, and we've been lucky enough to have a couple of the guys in the band, Ricky and Shane, live there, and so we've kind of absorbed into it, and so it's amazing. So yeah, tomorrow night that's what we're doing, and if any listeners happen to be headed down to the capital there, but yeah, anywhere online, Tuk Smith and RestlessHearts.com, Tuk Smith Official. That's where you can find us.
All right. Cool. Well, Nigel, it's always great talking to you. And usually we play another cut off the CD, but since we only had the one, Jerry and I, we dug up a little nugget called Up to No Good. We dug up this album.
Right on.
And we're going to play a song off here called Trouble.
Good deal.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about that tune?
Oh, man, it's so long ago. I grew up on the basics of rock and roll, and when I went in to make that record, that was all my agenda was just to make a two guitar, bass and drum rock and roll record, and that's what I went in and did.
All right. Well, Nigel, you're always welcome back. We hope to see you up in Milwaukee or a club date sometime soon down the road. And like I said, man, you're always welcome here on Rock and Metal Revival.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me on. Everyone have a great day.